Some would call it swag, some would call it cockiness, some would call it being a diva. When you're good, it's not bragging. And elite wide receivers and the confidence they exude often permeates an entire team. And we're going to see a couple of examples of that in this one. Welcome to the home of the Penn State Nittany Lions, Beaver Stadium in State College, Pennsylvania. As we'll see the number 18 team in the country, the Michigan Wolverines, taking on the 4th-ranked team in the land, the Penn State Nittany Lions. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by a couple of legends, and yes, we do use that term loosely. David Pollack from the University of Georgia and former Gator Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get down to the field. The Nittany Lions will kick it off to get us underway. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Handoff to the single back. Runs ahead and powers his way for 4 yards out to the 30. Love seeing these early season top 25 matchups. You can get a really good feel of how good these teams are, guys.
And the intensity is going to be big too, David, because the players, you know, on these teams, they've been thinking about this game for a long time. They knew they'd have a national stage, and they got a chance to prove just how good they are.
Oh, man, make that statement. Make that early statement. We always look at the end of the season, and what does the committee say? Oh, they beat top 25 so-and-so. Here's your chance to put that on your resume that'll pay off big time and late in the season.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
This crowd, full throat, spreading the eardrums and letting them know it's going to be a long day. Shotgun snap on 3rd down. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down.
That is exactly how you set a tone when you're on defense, and especially when you're at home. If you can get them and force them into a punt early, keep that crowd going and involved, man, is it fun to play defense.
Heels to punt and try to pick up some yards. And you make the stop, and that is exactly what you want out of your punt cover unit. To the right. Defense fills those gaps. He's got 1 to the 28. The margin for error so small in a conference like this, and in Big Ten play, really imperative to get off to a good start.
You really focus on all offseason getting off to such a great start, right? Start fast. Win our conference. Well, this is step 1. And so I think you're so tired of hitting your own color jerseys, by the way. You're excited when you get in conference play. You start to get some of that familiarity, some of that also that hatred that you have for these other teams. So the Big Ten is a fun conference.
Yeah, and you know both of these.
There he goes. The 30. The 20. Touchdown, Penn State. Once he got a step, it was all over, right to the house.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They are going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. The ball bounces through the end zone, and it will be a touchback. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. They went 3 and out on their first possession, now to see if they can be more productive this time around. To the ground with the back. Breaks the tackle.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
And the Wolverines with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Right back to the well. They make the stop, and he'll have enough yardage for a first down. See that maize and blue, and you expect tough-minded, hard-nosed running attacks.
I expect big, physical, huge linemen that don't like people, that are going to move them out of the way and do just this, what we did right here. Move the sticks, get first downs on the ground. That's who Michigan is.
Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Wants to go up top. With the catch, it's Morris. He's really close to that first down marker, but they stop him just a bit short.
And I love when my quarterback sees zone and knows exactly where to go with the football. Sees the wide receiver running the drag route, knows when to throw it, pulls the trigger for the easy completion.
The decibel meter's about to explode. One of the great environments, wide-out level noise. They'll throw on 3rd and short. Caught near the sticks. It's Owens. That'll be enough for the first down as they stop him at the 43-yard line. The Wolverines are in the hurry-up.
For you coming into this game, if they throw completions and get first downs, that's when they like to change up the tempo and go fast. You're seeing it here.
Great job by the defense. Everybody firing off the ball, hitting their guys, holding their gaps, running to the football, nowhere to go.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Back to pass. And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. 3rd down coming.
Love the physicality of the secondary on defense. That defender got to the football, was able to separate the receiver from the ball, and did it legally. Beautiful job.
Here comes his home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Trying to beat the D deep. Makes the grab. Almost took it off. There, but it's a huge gain, and they're set up with a 1st and goal.
You know, there's a lot of communication when it comes to defenses. Like, you have to talk, have to understand if somebody does this, I have to do this. I have to pass off wide receivers. Apparently, the communication was busted.
The coach still thinks he was right. The officials say he was not. The challenge is denied, and the timeout is gone. And the Wolverines trying to cash it in on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Michigan. Precision blocking up front. Created the open lane, and the running back followed it beautifully.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to follow an offensive line that makes those holes and just gives you a caravan all the way to the end zone. What an unbelievable job blocking up front.
Setting up for the extra point and the top. Well, you could draw a line in the middle, and he would have hit that thing. So they put together a 9-play, 75-yard drive. And they finished it off with the score from the 4. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. They saw what happened on that last scoring drive, and now probably feeling a little bit of heat to answer. He now has 85 yards rushing, and that should be no surprise. He's been among the nation's elite all season.
Yeah, I'm so impressed watching this guy run the football. And I'll tell you, I think Joe Paterno would have loved this guy in his offense, too. His teams always prided themselves on being able to run the football, right? Be more physical than the opponent. This guy has the ability to just wear defenses down. So hard to stop.
Man, not much wiggle room for the ball carrier there.
I'm not really sure what they can do to try to create some space.
I know. Block better. How about the offensive lineman push some guy backwards and make some holes?
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Looking to fire. Rushes on him. Finds a man by himself. They finally get to him. But what a play there to pick up the first down.
Yeah, and the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football. Had time. Spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating the explosive play.
And the Nittany Lions have it with a 1st and 10. Quarterback keeper. Out of the crowd, and now he's got room. Defense falls on the ball. Going to be a turnover.
As a defender, you dream about those big hits. You work hard on it in practice, closing space, getting close, and just sticking that guy and causing the fumble.
Let's see if they can put together a drive starting from their own 28. The give to the tailback. Finding a way to put that foot in the ground and get it up to the 37-yard line.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
Wolverines in a good spot here with 2nd and short. The inside handoff. Gets it to the 42-yard line, and that's a 1st down.
All right, nothing flashy there. He just did what it took to get the first down.
It's 1st and 10 for this offense from the 42. Got it behind the line. It's Morris. He is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose yards on that one.
He was not fooled on that one. You know, a lot of times you want to buy space, and you throw this route really when it's off coverage. But you could tell the cornerback was up, ready to come, pounce on that screen, and get the tackle for a loss.
And the Wolverines trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. To the air on 2nd down. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was not loose, and 3rd down is coming.
The
big tight end tries to make a catch, and you can tell he extends for the ball, but great job by the defender getting in there, making the hit, dislodging the football out at the same time as he's going to catch it, and the big tight end couldn't hold on to it.
Here comes the noise from this big crowd in Happy Valley on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. The short hands, it's Owens. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about. A solid gain on that one, and it goes for naught as the penalty will back them up. Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on third down. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. Bringing the heat. Quarterback needs to make a better throw there. Incomplete.
Well, the defense is waking up now, right? The first drive, they allowed a touchdown. They were a bit scrambled. They kind of all got together, rallied on the sideline. They've been pretty lights out since. Forced a punt on the last possession. They've now got the offense set up in fourth down again. Great job there. Pass defense, third down. This defense now starting to put it together.
This drive comes from the 35-yard line. On the move, it's Hayes. And after the tackle, we are headed to the end of the first quarter. Entertaining first quarter, and we are all locked up after one as we take a quick look at some stats. We've got a good one going here, and looking forward to keep those vibes rolling here in the second. Had a chance to talk it over during the break, and they'll start with second down. The offense burns its third and final timeout of the half. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. He wants to change this route. Wants to fire on second down. And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit.
And that can be frustrating to watch running backs not make plays like a receiver, but they're not a receiver. And a lot of times when they have the guys around them, the focus that receivers have, it doesn't exist in them. And you could tell just dropped the football, lost a little bit of focus, but I think those footsteps were close enough where he hurt him.
They couldn't connect on second down, now staring at a 3rd and 9. From the gun, wants to pass. And the defense, got him at the 27.
And a great job by the defense, dropping in zone coverage, all eyes on the quarterback, taking away the options, and then finally the pass rush gets home, gets him on the ground.
They booted away on 4th down. Tries to find a little more running room on that return, but he'll be stopped at the 36. The Michigan offense. They hope to be able to cash in on this drive, David, after having to punt it last time.
Yeah, and I think this offense needs to start it with the first play. You need to be successful and productive on that first play, and it gets you in less predictable situations.
No doubt, too. Don't you just feel like there's a little bit more sense of urgency on this drive? It just feels like they've got to be able to put some points up on the board here.
Getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Wants to go up top. Throwing right. He's got an open man. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch.
Well, that's a really nice job surveying the field and delivering an accurate throw. You know, when I think back to Michigan quarterbacks, I think of guys like Elvis Gerbach or Tom Brady, Jim Harbaugh, Brian Griese, guys that could hurt you throwing the ball from the pocket, surveying the field, reading defenses, and making quick decisions. This guy has the ability to do all of those things.
Got it in the middle. It's Owens. He was loose and setting sail, and they stop him at the 6-yard line.
You got to love the rhythm this quarterback is in here on this drive, guys. 2 completions. He's seeing the safety rotation that time. Saw the one-on-one matchup he wanted, took his shot. He is in a groove.
They'll use the running game on 1st and goal. And how about that play by that giant, that mountain of a man on the defensive front? Well, the most insightful analysis I can come up with on that one is that didn't work. Back to the drawing board to see if there's something that looks a little better, sir.
Or if I can quote the great Reese Davis, that was very ungood. Not a productive 1st down play.
Grab behind the line. It's Meyer. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Yeah, nice job by the defense. That's what you're supposed to do. As soon as they catch the football, you want to limit that yards after the catch. And he went nowhere after the catch. Nice job by the defense.
On 3rd and goal, you can't hear yourself thinking here. From the gun, wants to pass. Trying to find the end zone. Needed one more turn of the legs to get it in there, and he's denied just inches away from the touchdown. He's looking to throw. It's incomplete, and the defense comes up with a stop.
That is a great job by this defense, coming up big on 4th down when it matters the most. You could tell they were dialed in. They knew they were going to throw the football. The defense was locked in on the quarterback. Great job defending the pass, forcing the incompletion on 4th down.
The Dynasty Lions going back to work on offense now. Last time they had it, didn't pick up a 1st down. Let's see if they can put something together here. Finds a tight end. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
They're able to find the tight end for an easy completion, but good job tackling, not allowing him to get the 1st down.
So now it's 2nd and long. This is a design run. And the defense stops him just short of the 1st down. Maybe needed a few more chain links to move the sticks.
Well, this guy's a weapon, throwing it and running it, and you know he's going to try to hurt this defense with his legs.
It puts so much stress on the defensive line to chase him and the fact that the play is extended so long.
Yeah, if they've got a spy defensively, if someone's athletic enough to run with this guy, that's going to be maybe a sound move moving forward schematically.
He'll keep it on the sneak.
And David, on 30 inches right there, that's often a decision the quarterback predetermines. Who's my best guard? That's the guy I'm going to try to get.
And I know that defensively too, but I'm just trying to dive and create a pile, but it's so hard to stop that play. That's why you see it ran so successfully.
The Nittany Lions will snap it on 1st and 10. They'll give it to the back. Hammers ahead for a yard out to the 12.
And you want to run the football. That's okay. You'll take some of these. But if they start to add up down the road, obviously, you might want to think about airing it out a little bit.
A little wrinkle here as they go to the Wildcat and use the extra blocker. Direct snap. It's Hayes. Breaks into the open. He's got the 1st down, and they did a brilliant job getting them out flanked with the Wildcat. give him 114 yards on the ground, and he has his eyes fixed on leading the nation in rushing. We thought we'd see a little wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. The offense changing the play. Find some fresh air. He's going to be out of bounds, but not before he gets it to midfield.
Well, obviously the offense went 3 and out on their last drive. They're having a little bit more success here. That was a nice run, and I think that's the key, guys. If they're able to run the football, they're going to be able to stay on the field. And I think that's something you want to think more about if you're the play caller on offense.
Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Run game is good. Balance is good. Now listen, if the run game isn't good, then you got to pass the football a little bit more. But sometimes you got to keep them honest, take them chunk by chunk.
Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. They'll run it. And he's almost to that 1st down marker there, saying he's a little bit short. They might want to bring out the sticks and measure, but it looks as if he'll be just short of the 1st down. Crosses the 30. He's got to wait. They get him corralled, but not until he's in the red zone. They'll mark it at the 14. Clock stops momentarily for the 1st down. They'll hurry to the line. He's tackled right at the 10-yard line, and they're trying to cash in on this drive. Quick tempo, no huddle offense. 2nd down, clock's running. Can't quite cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the 1st down. The Nittany Lions want to move quickly. They'll dial up the run on 1st and goal. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Nittany Lions!
And that touchdown run is just going to galvanize this entire football team. Really nice job being physical, and that sends a message. We're not just taking the lead. There's a lot of football left. We're going to keep trying to run this ball down your throat.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And there will be no return on this one as the ball bounds into the end zone. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. He got a little antsy at the line of scrimmage, and they'll move him back. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Out of the gun, looking to throw. Here's a heat. Cannot get away. It is a huge sack, and I can't imagine what he was thinking on that play.
As an offense, you've got to know it. This part of the field, deep in your own end, you have got to do a better job in pass pro if you're going to call a pass play at this juncture in the game. Not good enough.
Stands in and takes the hit. Intercepted, and the defense has set him up.
Well, that's a huge moment here in the game at the end of the 1st half because the offense is trying to march down the field. They're trying to cut into the opponent's lead. But with that interception and with that return, the defense now, they've put their team in an opportunity to pad their lead with more points here at the end of the 1st half.
We'll see them really hit the speed button on the tempo here in the final minute of the 1st half. Rolling right and going deep. Pulls it in inside the 10. You get that turnover and you try to punch them hard immediately on the 1st play, and they come up with a big gain.
And when the defense is running on the field, you are thinking sudden change, sudden change. When they create a turnover, a lot of times offenses want to be aggressive. They were, and they get rewarded.
Under fire. Looking for the score. Can't make the grab as he was looking for his man right at the goal line.
You got to love that if you're on defense because you were able to affect the quarterback with pressure and you only rushed 3 guys. Well done.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. He might want another play. Running play to the left here, looking for the end zone. He's going for the goal line. And he's out of bounds, just short of the goal line, but are they ever in business now?
And with the stuff there, Jesse, on second down, this little third to mid-range, you got 2 downs. What are you thinking here?
Maybe getting your quarterback out on the perimeter and giving him a run-pass option. See if you can get the defense in a bind.
They'd love to make this short field pay off with a touchdown instead of settling for 3, but it is 3rd and goal. Fighting his way for every inch, but he still needs a few more. He stops short of the goal line.
Second quarter might not be gamble time, but inside the 3, Palmer, I've got the green light. I'm going for this.
I am too, and you're essentially running a 2-point play here, right? You've got a play you practice all week long. That's the play you dial up right here.
He splits the uprights, and they'll push that lead out a little further.
And you want a touchdown, and you want to be aggressive, but, man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
Not much drives more anxiety than waiting to see if the hands team can corral the onside kick, and they do. They'll have just enough time to get one more snap before the half. We've got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. To the air on first down. Looking to scramble. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. Pass is incomplete, and that's going to do it for the first half. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update. The Wolverines will kick it away first, and we'll start the second half. On the run from inside his own 5. Good job by the coverage unit to stop the return man. Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. They opened this third quarter on top, and they built the lead on the strength of that running game.
And they made a huge statement, too, just proving to the other team that they're more physical, they're winning in the trenches. So here in the second half, David, just keep demoralizing this defense by pounding the football.
Yeah, and I'm not going to let that happen. I riled up my guys at halftime. We're going to put more people in the box, and they got to come out and meet the physical challenge of this offense.
Gets it out to the 27-yard line, and they'll move the chains for a first down. And he's now over 150 yards on the ground, and Penn State has had so many great backs. This guy fits right in.
Fits right in. Just big, physical guys that give him the ball. You know exactly what you're going to get. They can make some plays, and they build their team around the running back spot.
So they come to the line, and the Wildcat going to give them a different look. On the direct snap, it's Hayes. Found a little room out of the Wildcat that time, just short of the first down.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
Back has it. They bring him down, but that's why you give them that Wildcat look to create an opportunity for big plays.
Well, I don't know what the quarterback saw on that last play, but he made a pretty quick decision that he was just going to tuck it and run it, and his offensive coordinator is glad he did. How about the speed by the QB on that play?
Wildcat look didn't get much. Picked up a few on that one.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. They want to run this quarterback. He'll be stopped at the 44, knocked out of bounds there.
That's a big key for this offense. Now, you've got the lead here in the second half. You want to run the football. You've got to just keep getting positive yards. You've got to keep the third downs manageable so you can stay on the field, bleed the clock. That's going to be the key for this offense and their team winning the game.
The Nittany Lions kept this drive moving on the ground. Now back to work. Give to the running back. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. They've got a solid drive working, but now looking at 2nd and 11. Been showing them the run. Now they'll throw it. Here comes the heat. Pick up a 5. They'll need 5 more on 3rd down.
Well, you're making a positive out of a negative. And that time, quarterback, nice job buying time. He's trying to throw the football downfield. Nothing there. So instead of throwing it away and getting the incomplete, just get what you can get and make this next down more manageable.
Ball at the 38. The defense will try to get a stop on 3rd and short. Motion from the wide receiver. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play called and everyone on the same page here. Ball at the 38. The defense will try to get a stop on 3rd and short. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. They'll try to get outside. Big time play by the defense. He'll lose 4.
And that's why he is an all-American caliber player. He is just so physical and dominant against the run. He's able to shed blockers, use his athleticism, use his speed, get to the ball carrier and bring him down. Simply one of the best box defenders you're going to find in the entire country.
On the way. A 59-yard field goal. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Gentlemen, just wanted to give you a quick update on a game happening in Conference USA. Houston is currently working from behind, but how many times have we said that and then witnessed something special happen? This time of year, you just never know. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to Louisiana Tech. Implications galore inside CUSA, and we'll circle back should anything big happen.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
And I can't tell you how much I love seeing corners being willing to come up and tackle. That is so huge for a defense. You can't olay blocks and create space. You can't just hang out on the outside. You got to go set that edge.
And conversely, I can't tell you how much I hate it when receivers don't want to block. You got to do a better job on the perimeter. It's not going to be enough in this offense just to catch passes. You got to go execute your assignment. That corner should have been blocked, and they should have gotten a bigger gain on that outside run.
Now on 1st down from the 43-yard line. Looking downfield on 1st down. That's caught. It's Myers.
Coming into this one, I thought this guy was going to be a monster. He's going to put up huge numbers. We know this is a big part of the offense week in, week out. The defense has done a great job clamping down on him. That is only his 2nd catch so far in this game.
And the Wolverines can play this 2nd down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Caught behind the line. It's Morris. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage.
I'll tell you, I just don't like throwing wide receiver screens against press man coverage. Receivers are not great blockers, and they just couldn't get it done there, and as a result, the offense actually loses a couple of points.
I thought white noise was supposed to be relaxing. This is deafening on 3rd down. Gonna look downfield again. And he is incomplete on third down. Trailing by multiple possessions in the third and desperately needing a score, they'll go for it on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Makes the grab, got the conversion, and still going. He'll go out of bounds inside the 40. They'll mark it at the 39.
Well, he was putting up big numbers coming into this one. We knew the quarterback was going to go his way early and often. And with that last catch, he's now got over 500 yards receiving on the year.
Looking to throw on first down. And that's not the way they drew it up. It's incomplete.
This is a situation here in the third quarter this offense did not want to be in, facing a top 10 defense, one of the best units in the entire country. They didn't want to get down on the scoreboard like this and all of a sudden have to throw the football when the defense knew that was going to happen. The incompletion there is not a big surprise. This defense knows what's coming, and it's all because of the points right now on the scoreboard.
Bought a little time, lets it go. And he got a hand in there, knocks it away, incomplete.
And if this offense wants to get back in this football game, I think they're going to see a lot of this. Defense playing a little bit more zone, conservative, great eyes on the quarterback, breaking on the football, batting the ball down. They're going to force you to throw the football down the field.
Fires to the wideout. He makes a catch. Oh, he's got some space. Defense makes a stop, but the chains move, and it's first and goal from the 8.
Well, I know they're losing right now, but they're not going to be losing for long if they keep hitting shots like that. And I love the idea here, taking a shot to your best player on offense. This guy is one of the biggest playmakers in all of college football. Tremendous speed. He locates the ball, makes a catch, and that play gives this offense so much confidence.
A lot of times when you go back and you revisit these games, who takes advantage of these opportunities in the red zone, in these goal-to-go situations? Bad job on first down by this offense.
Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. Back to pass. Looking for the goal line. He's all the way down to the 2-yard line. Just spectacular execution there. Looking for the touchdown on third and goal. Touchdown, Wolverines! Grab the short pass to put the 6 on the board.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, and the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing into the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now in game.
He wisely lets that one bounce through the back of the end zone, and they'll take over at the 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Tight end now in motion. On the run, it's Hayes. Tackle is made at the 28 after a pickup of 3.
Well, we're not quite in the fourth quarter yet. We're almost there, but you're seeing the attitude shift now for this offense. They've got the lead, so they've got to be able to run the football. You're going to see a lot more of that, I think, as this game keeps going on. They're trying to wear this defense down when the game is almost over.
Got 3 on first down. It's 2nd and 7. The hand to the running back. There to make the tackle, and with that, we'll head to the fourth quarter. We've come to the end of the quarter, and it's Penn State on top. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. They go back to work with a first down in the final period of this one. Power football with the run. And he was able to get away from one tackle, but plenty of help was on the way. Decent pickup on that play.
They've got a lead here in the fourth quarter, and there's certainly still plenty of football to go, but this is where you'd love to control the flow of the game, right? You want to dictate everything to the defense, and you do that by running the football. That was a really nice run. This offensive line is firing off late. Looks like they're getting stronger as the game goes on, and that is a good sign for the offense.
Yeah, and there's a lot of pressure right now on this down if you're on offense because your last two plays have gone nowhere. You know the defense just needs to get the football back to give their team an opportunity to go win the game, so you're probably going to have to throw to get this first down. A lot of pressure here on the quarterback, Dave.
Yeah, and how I throw, I think, is important. This is a time where I love moving my quarterback outside the pocket, making it an easy throw, or let him run the football, and if he doesn't get it, the clock still ticks. It's still my friend.
This is a point where you just got to be able to focus. And the critical down and distances in this game, like that third down right there, when it's a good throw, you got to make the catch. You've got to be able to make that play.
They'll keep the offense on the field on fourth down already with a one-possession lead. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Quickly to the tight end. Knocked out of bounds at the 46 after the good pickup on that one.
You know, you always talk about risk-reward. Gambling and going for it with the lead on fourth down right there and getting it, the reward could be winning the game. That was an unbelievable play. And how about this coaching staff putting their faith in their players to come up with the execution and make it happen?
They'll try it over the left side. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
At this point of the game, the offense has the lead, and the offensive coordinator knows they want to keep running the football. So he's going back, he's looking at his playlist, and he's saying, which runs work the best for me in this game? What can I lean on right here to make sure we win this one?
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Great team defense on that run play. Everybody doing their job. People winning their one-on-ones, D-linemen staying in their gaps, linebackers and DBs filling. You just can't do it better.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Lets it fly. And they can't make the connection on 3rd down.
It's so nice when you know it's 3rd and long, you know a pass is coming, you worked on it all week, get your feet set at the sticks, understand that quarterback's got to be rushed, get him off of his spot. Nice execution by this defense.
They have the lead in a one-possession game, but they're thinking deliver the knockout blow. But this carries big-time risk on 4th down. Oh, he dropped it. Just didn't look it all the way in, and they'll turn it over on downs. And that decision will be questioned for a while. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. Not the day they had hoped to have, but when you are a ranked team, you are going to get everyone's best shot. And now let's see if they can pull this one out. He wants to take the top off. He's got it at the 20. And what a huge chunk play for this offense. Just exactly what you need to move the ball down the field. The Wolverines moving quickly to the line. From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. Stopped at the 13-yard line as they try to turn this into points. This Nittany Lion defense has just been suffocating. The front 7 has been dominant. Guys like Jack Ham would be proud.
Yeah, just big, physical, just owning the guys up front. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. The Penn State D-line just dominating this football.
That completion will take it close to the 5-yard line. They'll mark it at the 6. He's going to look for a man on 3rd and short.
Yeah, and 3rd and short, they choose not to run, throw the football, and I think a lot of that has to do with they know they're in field goal range. They can take the 3 points on the board.
On 4th down, looking for the completion. Can't find his man. It'll be incomplete, and that is a heartbreaker this late in the game.
We're at a juncture of the game now here in the 4th quarter. One possession game. Every critical down and distance is going to matter. And on that 4th down, the defense gets the win. Great job in the back end in coverage, forcing the incompletion and a turnover on downs.
They'll run it to keep this clock grinding. Hammers his way across the 10, picks up 4 to the 11.
And ball security at this point is at a premium for this offense. You're backed up in your own end. You've got the lead, so you want to be able to run the football and stay on the field, bleed the clock. But you know the defense is going to be ripping away at it, right? They're going to be trying to get hats to the football and forcing a fumble. So whoever's got the ball has got to have 2 hands on it this drive.
And this is a pressing time for this defense. They've got to understand they're backed up a little bit. They're going to run the football. They don't want to make a mistake. So I think this is the time I'm a little bit more aggressive. I got to get this football back to my offense because I'm trailing. So I look for this defense to get a little bit aggressive.
Looking to convert, they'll go to the Wildcat. On the direct snap, it's Hayes. Oh, better look out. They get him on the ground, but it'll be enough for the 1st down, and they might mark that down to use the Wildcat again.
And I think we're going to see a lot more of this from this offense. Listen, you're backed up on your own end. You got the lead. More importantly, you want to continue to run the clock, get 1st downs, be the physical team right here. The ground game, I imagine, is going to be a big part of their playbook moving forward.
They finally make the stop, and the defense out of sorts against that Wildcat, and they give up a big play.
Fresh legs, man, and it is showing, of course. This team had the bye last week, and you're seeing it right now late in the game. Running the football, imposing their will against the defense that looks tired. Of course, they had to play last week, and you're seeing that right now.
Clock winds down to the 2-minute timeout, and this offense will try to drain away the time and secure the victory. The Nittany Lions will have it 1st and 10. Looking for room, it's Hayes. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Awesome job up front by this defensive line, being so good at the point of attack and eating blocks, eating some double teams that allows these linebackers to run free, unencumbered, and get to the football.
Got to believe they just want to run it, take care of the football, and keep that clock moving on 2nd and 9. The offense calls timeout. It's the 2nd one they've used this half. Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Looking to fire. Quickly out to the tight end. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. These are the types of plays where offenses impose their will. 3rd and short from the 45. From the gun, wants to pass. Pocket breaking down. Now he's going to glide away from pressure. Unloads to the wideout. Grabbed in the middle. It's McFadden. He's got enough for the first down, and that ought to do it. They ought to be able to run out the clock from here. Guys, this one's going to go down as a nice win against a ranked opponent, and we didn't get the upset that many had thought we might.
No, they proved to the entire country watching this game that they are indeed the superior team. Offensively, defensively, running, throwing, whatever it is they wanted to get accomplished today in all 3 phases, David, they were better.
Yeah, and listen, at this point, I don't really care about the beauty contest. Like, your goal is to survive and advance. You played a really, really good opponent. You took care of business and continue to stay above them in the rankings, which is the only thing that matters at this point in the season.
Now across the 50 and at the 48-yard line, they'll have it 1st and 10. They'll run it, trying to drain time off the clock. And a nice, solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground.
No mystery on that play. With the lead, we are going to run the ball. You know it's coming, and we are running right at you, right into the teeth of the defense, and they're still able to get a nice game.
Lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they've got. On the snap, it's Hayes. They make the stop, but not before the chains move and the Wildcat formation pays off.
Well, obviously, this game has not been the best statistically of this guy's career so far, but the important thing is you win. And to do that, they need him to play really well here in the 4th quarter. They're going to keep giving him the football with the lead in this juncture, and this is where he needs to have his best runs of the game.
And the Nittany Lions pounded the rock to move the sticks, now back to work. Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. Oh, he's getting ahead of Stick. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Penn State. That'll give him a little more breathing room as they try to push this winning streak to 5.
Well, they get the touchdown when they needed it most. That score now makes it a 2-possession game. And guys, with just seconds to go on the game clock, this thing is all but over.
And they did tack on that extra point without any adventure. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. That might be overdoing it, keeping it away from the return man as the kickoff goes out of bounds. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Game on the line. Offense has the ball. Down 1 score. Time winding down. What is better than under pressure? And down he goes at the 33. Everybody has to be set. They have to get it off. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. He's taking a deep shot late in the game. And they wanted it all on that incomplete pass. Instead, they're looking at 3rd down.
I'll tell you, this offense just can't afford too many more incompletions because time's running out in the game. They need big plays in the passing attack, vertically down the field, and they've got to score some touchdowns.
On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a 4th down. And the Wolverines come to the line in the hurry-up. On 4th down, trying to find his man. He's taking the deep shot. It's incomplete, and they desperately needed to keep that drive going, and they couldn't make the connection.
After being stopped there on fourth down, this game's pretty much over. They were going to have to go down in a 2-minute situation, put at least 7 up on the board. They couldn't get it done. Things just haven't gone their way. It's been that type of day today. They're going to leave the stadium with the loss.
So with the late lead, they're ready to just drain the clock in victory formation. Takes the knee, and they will remain perfect. What a show both of these teams put on today. A couple of outstanding squads, hotly contested battle all the way to the very end.
Yeah, we came into this one expecting this to be a back-and-forth battle. We knew it was going to go down late into the fourth quarter. At the end of the day, the higher-ranked team, David, they were really able to lean on those playmakers and that leadership they've got in the locker room.
Yeah, and now I think even more so, you're starting to believe in them. They're battle-tested. This team they find a way to get things done. That's why they're ranked where they're at. And I expect this team to stay in contention for the college football playoff because they're proving week in and week out they're a really good squad.
That's going to do it from here.